Hello all, my name is David Ferrandis. I'm a student at Tufts University. I'm a sophomore and I'm a member of Tufts Labor Coalition. I'm joined with
Hi, I'm Arismer Angeles. I am also a student at Tufts University. I am currently a freshman and also involved with the Tufts Labor Coalition.
Hola, mi nombre es Adelaida Colón, soy trabajadora de Tufts University por los últimos 18 años.
So we're hosting this segment to speak about Tufts' treatment and policies regarding its custodial staff, highlighting the maltreatment, and discussing resistance and responses to those practices, in particular what Tufts Labor Coalition is doing. So I'm going to begin by speaking with Adelaida. So, hola Adelaida, ¿nos puedes compartir un poco sobre su tiempo con Tufts?
Hola. Sí, mi experiencia con TAF es mucha porque llevo 18 años trabajando en la escuela. Trabajo para una compañía privada llamada DTZ. Trabajo muchos años allí, he visto muchas cosas pasar, he vivido momentos buenos, también momentos poco difíciles como lo que estamos pasando en este momento, que estamos un poco preocupados por lo que pueda pasar con los trabajadores de la universidad.
Yeah. ¿Nos puedes compartir un poco sobre lo que sabes, lo que has escuchado sobre los cortes inminentes?
Sí, hace aproximadamente 5 meses que nos enteramos que iba a suceder esto, que iban a hacer recorte masivo, que iban a hacer un recorte de 35 personas en la universidad, en Tufts. Me ha preocupado mucho porque no sé hasta dónde puede llegar esto, no sé qué puede suceder. Muchas personas pueden quedar fuera y jamás pensé que esto podía suceder otra vez en la historia de Tufts.
¿Y cómo está usted o otros los demás afectados por estos cortes?
Me siento muy afectada mentalmente, primero que nada, porque son mis compañeros de trabajo. Tengo prioridad en el trabajo, señoría, porque llevo muchos años. A mí no me afectaría en que me pusieran fuera de la universidad o perder mi trabajo, pero sí la carga de trabajo, porque el trabajo de estas 35 personas va a ser recargada sobre nosotros, los que tenemos ya mucho tiempo. Ya no tenemos la misma edad que cuando comencé, tenía 40 años, ya no puedo hacer el mismo trabajo fuerte igual. Y mentalmente me preocupa porque son mis compañeros y no sé hasta dónde va a llegar esta situación.
Gracias. So we're going to turn to Riz and hear a little about what TLC, Tufts Labor Coalition, is doing to prevent these cuts. So could you share a little about that?
So TLC's been working with the janitors for about a little over a year so far. We've been working with them. We've done various actions regarding like the cuts that the administration wants to impose. We've gone through sit-ins. We've done public forums to inform the surrounding community. We've done rallies, marches with union members around campus, sort of like bring attention to it. And now, as a last resort, we think that our like biggest action is our hunger strike. A hunger strike that we've started on Sunday and hope to continue for as long as we need to.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit why a hunger strike?
Like I said, we've gone through various other like methods of trying to pressure the administration to postpone or completely eliminate these proposed cuts, but nothing's been effective. So as far as we can tell, this hunger strike is basically just the only thing that could possibly work in getting them to budge.
Yeah. Can you speak a little bit about the sit-in, the biweekly meetings, the public forum, the jumbo statue unveiling protest, how all those were ineffective and why a hunger strike is the only way forward?
So last semester, various TLC members and some janitors participated in the sit-in, where we occupied the administrative building on campus, which is Baloo. And as a result of the sit-in, the administration made some concessions. They agreed to bi-weekly meetings with certain TLC reps. They agreed to host a public forum early spring to sort of have every party involved, like voice their concerns about the cuts or how they feel about it. And regarding our more recent actions, like the unveiling of the jumbo statue, while we do understand that it is a donation and the school doesn't get to choose where to like allocate that money, the preparation and just the mere fact that they're like presenting it in this frivolous sort of like fancy ceremony is like indicative of how much they don't care about the janitors' livelihoods. So our action was basically a silent rally to sort of like bring attention, as much attention as possible, to the audience, which consisted of alums, trustees, people who helped donate the new statue. But it was just an effort to try and communicate that what the school is doing is wrong and that their effort should be placed elsewhere instead of like making these really big ceremonies.
Yeah, I know at the forum, at the public forum, there's a lot of city involvement. Can you speak to the actions and resolutions passed by city officials, cities of Medford and Somerville, in support of janitors?
So there were a few members of the Alderman Council, the Somerville Alderman Council, present at the forum, and they also voiced their concerns, which stood in solidarity with us, TLC, and the janitors with their situation. They've decided that if the school, Tufts, is going to run like a business, even though it claims to be a nonprofit, that they're going to treat it like a business and basically be more hesitant in giving the school resources, city resources, like more like staff or like police personnel, or like more like response like for fire emergencies.
Yeah, so thank you. I'm going to turn to Adelaida now. So Adelaida, ¿cómo sientes con los estudiantes haciendo esta huelga de hambre?
Me preocupa, primero que nada, me preocupa mucho porque no sé cómo van a terminar. Sé que es un sacrificio muy grande lo que están haciendo por nosotros y para llamar la atención del presidente, para ver si él así toma conciencia a lo que está sucediendo. Nosotros tratamos de apoyar en todo lo que nosotros podemos, pero me siento muy contenta y halagada a la vez de lo que los estudiantes están haciendo por nosotros, los janitores. Les agradecemos inmensamente.
Gracias. So the administration has stated that it is firing about 35 more or less janitors as part of its larger restructuring program. Can you tell us about this, Riz?
So the restructuring plan that they have in place was DTZ, the company that they outsourced the janitors to. They came up with this plan, and their rhetoric behind firing 35 janitors is basically in an effort to conserve, I guess, resources, to conserve money, to have them allocated to like better placed areas. But like recent budget findings, like kind of don't help with that argument. For example, tuition has been increasing like every year about like maybe 1,000, a little more than that each year for like new incoming students. The endowment of the school, which is at about 1.6 billion, has been the highest it's been in recent years. And frankly, since the school is planning on expanding, that means they need more space. They're increasing the square footage of the campus, which means they're increasing more like areas that need to be clean. And I don't think that firing people is gonna help with getting those areas clean. The plan also mentioned like new machines that were supposed to help like facilitate cleaning, but these machines better pack a big punch if they're supposed to compensate for 35 missing people.
Yeah. And maybe can you speak a little larger to what you hope to achieve with the hunger strike? Focusing, is it just a hunger strike, or are there going to be other components to this action?
So the hunger strike are the main action. It's supposed to put like more pressure on the administration because they've been playing a waiting game. They like to wait us out and like try to spend as much time as possible until like actually acting on like our demands. So we thought that with a hunger strike, we'll like we'll flip it a little bit and make it so that the longer they go, like the worse it is for them. But in the event that the hunger strike doesn't really turn out to be as effective as we want it to be, we think that just occupying the space where the strikers are staying is also a big point of pressure. We're gonna set up we have a tent city set up like basically in front of the administrative building, and that's also where like a lot of end of the year like ceremonies occur, like graduation, commencement. So in the case that the hunger strike doesn't put as much pressure as we hope, we think that simply occupying that space should help.
And how do you think the university will have to respond to a hunger strike? You said it reverses the time crunch, that students withholding their bodies of food should apply pressure with media against the administration. Do you think the administration will comply to this?
So We don't know of any hunger strikes that have occurred on Tufts campus in any like history regarding cuts for the janitors or other workers. So we don't know whether or not it will be effective. We have seen it happen on other campuses. Our Harvard at Harvard, University of Miami, they've had hunger strikes that were successful in getting their administrations to concede. Um, but this it's our last resort. It's just this big Hail Mary action that we really hope will get them to budge, or at least postpone the cuts until 2016, when DTZ and the union, SEIU, renegotiates the contract between them and the university.
And I feel whatever happens, the university, Tufts administration will have to respond to why it is not complying, why it is sacrificing the livelihoods of not only its students but its workers to preserve its image. So I anticipate a very large firestorm by the media pressuring, cracking down on Tufts' maltreatment of its workers.
We also want to make sure that with media coverage that it's not about TFC or the students. Like, we're hunger striking for the janitors. This is for them. They help keep our campus clean, and so they have to work hours every day. They don't have the luxury to hunger strike. They don't have the luxury to strike at all. So we think by doing it for them, we can help like advocate for them, voice their message, their concerns.
Absolutely. So to the people viewing this segment, how do you think they can be involved in pressuring the Tufts administration into complying with your demands and ultimately providing a respectful and dignified environment for its workers?
So if you're interested in the current situation, please contact us to learn more about what's going on.
Tufts Labor Coalition.
Tufts Labor Coalition.
And ultimately spread the word.
Yeah, just educate yourselves, family, friends, community around you. Try to raise as much awareness as possible about what's going on. This affects not only us but the community around us, because if we let things like this happen, where workers are treated like secondhand things that are just to be discarded and like not valued, then who's to say it's not going to happen anywhere else in the community, other organizations, other places.
Yeah, I want to end with Adelaida. Adelaida, ¿nos puedes compartir tus esperanzas para el futuro?
Mis esperanzas para el futuro son que, primero que nada, que el presidente tome conciencia de lo que está haciendo y que, por favor, se recuerde de nuestra familia, que se detenga un poquito a pensar en que somos seres humanos que también necesitamos, y mi esperanza es que esto termine bien y que los recortes no lleguen a suceder, para que todo el mundo pueda, todos los que trabajamos allí, podamos disfrutar de un salario, aunque no es un salario sumamente alto, pero nos da para sobrevivir y para aguantarnos. Que él tome conciencia de lo que está sucediendo. Esa es mi esperanza para el futuro.
Perfecto. So again, we are Tufts Labor Coalition with Adelaida.
Adelaida Colón.
So thank you very much for this. And if you have, so just to remind, to get more involved, please reach out to Tufts Labor Coalition. And please do spread the word to neighbors, to loved ones, to acquaintances that this is happening right now. And this is an opportunity to tell Tufts and other institutions we can set an example for how workers should be treated, and that we should lead this fight to say that an alternative is possible, that student labor activism and solidarity is possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much.